What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be replacing the windshield wiper switch on my 1997 Acura CL. And I'm about to open the package containing the new part that I need to get rid of this. I don't know if you guys can see how bad this is, but it's actually held on with just a screw that I shoved in the back. So this is just dangling. We're going to take this off, replace it with a fresh piece. I can't wait to be able to use my windshield wipers, because I haven't been able to do that. And every time I take this car for a ride, it rains. Let's see what we got in here. Good work. It looks like it's in good condition. I mean, that's basically the piece right here. See what the plug looks like. This is the same for most Hondas. The plug might look a little bit different, but it's this box. It just plugs right in. You plug the other piece in, you're good to go. All right, so this right here is completely shot. In order to fix this, I'm gonna have to remove this bottom cover. So it's gonna be 3 different screws. Real easy to get to. And you just want to pop these out. 1, 2, we got 2 more screws right here. There's 3 on the bottom and then 1 of these on each side. Right by the ignition. There it goes. All right. So that's the last of the screws. So there's 5 screws all together. You got these 3 right here for the very bottom, then 1 of these on each side. Now that those are removed, the cover should be able to pop right up. The top cover is now off. You are going to have to put down the switch that's down here. This is the lever that controls your steering wheel going up and down. So you're going to have to put that down in order to get this piece off. And it just pops right off. So now we have to take this piece off right here. And this is what we have to replace with the new one right here. So it's going to pop in just like this. So the next step here is to remove these tiny little bolts in the front, or screws rather. So he's going to take these 2 out. Here's 1. All right, so the second screw that you need to get to is right behind the steering wheel. So with the steering wheel locked, you can't get to it. So you're just gonna put the key in, unlock the steering wheel, turn it to the right, and now you have access to the screw. I'm gonna put that down right here. All right, so now that the screws are both out, you need to go around to the back and get to the wiring harness. And this is just a little clip. You just push down on the tab on top and it'll push right back out. I'm doing it with the wrong hand. Just like that. And now it's disconnected. All right, so you're gonna push that off to the side. And then there is the secondary wire that actually runs to the control itself, and that's also just a push of your thumb and pop it right out. Screwdriver in the top where this tab is, and I just kind of pushed it until it removed itself. And so, of course, we've hit our first issue. I know there were some changes between the 97 and 98. I didn't realize this was going to be one of them. It said that the part was good and that it was just plug and play. However, it's not. We have two different plugs. They play differently. It is an easy fix. There's only one black wire and one white wire going to each one. I'm just going to cut them, splice them together, and put this connector onto the new piece. And hopefully, we should be good to go. So we need some wire cutters and some electrical tape, and we will take care of this problem. If I am correct, they're in here. So grab these, grab this, and we will need some electrical tape. We have this little roll right here. And I'm gonna bring some connectors. See if we can do this properly. Don't damage the wires at all. I just want to open this black protector case a little bit so I can expose a little bit more of the wire. Just slit this piece, pulled it down. Now I'm just going to see if I can pull these pieces out, and if I can't, yeah, they don't just come out like that. So I am going to clip them now. Right, so I cut the connector off, left some of the wire. We're going to reconnect the old connector to this wire, and we should be good to go. All right, so what I'm doing now is basically just spinning this, getting it as tight as I can get it, and I'm going to slide one of these connectors over it and get the copper into the middle. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the other side, put the other white into there, and then we'll clamp them down together. They should have a positive connection, and we'll be able to wire this back in with no problems. Put the old connector onto this piece, and hopefully it'll work. I don't think there's anything different about this aside from the connectors, so we should be good to go after this. We have the new ones on. I'm going to do the same thing with this side. Cut a nice long piece of the wire so we have some room for the connector to reach out. And lightly just crush it with a pair of pliers. And then pull the plastic apart. And we have plenty right here, so I'm going to cut this off. Once again, just simple razor blade. And that can go in the trash. Put the razor blade away. 20 gauge is what this wire is. Pull the piece off. Expose the copper. Do the same thing with the black. Plastic shell off. Expose the copper. Twist these up, get them into a nice solid point so they'll have no problem sliding into the next connector. Do the same thing to the white. All right. And now where we have the new connector tubes, we're just going to go white to white, black to black, and then we're going to crimp them off and we should be good. Well, I get the coppers to touch. If you can, get them to go past each other a little bit so that they'll connect on each side of each other. But it's the main goal, is to have a good connection. All right, so I just crimped these two together. We basically just put the connectors, we put the copper from the black to the black, the white to the white, stuffed them through the tube, and at the middle, where the little connector piece is, we have a crimp. You just press down with a pair of pliers that seals the two wires together, and now you have a nice positive connection. So we're going to take the rubber that came around the case, and we're going to put that back over these wires, electrical tape and seal them off, and then this plug should be good to go. All right, so now this is taped up, we should be good to install it in the car. And let's start popping this thing back together. We're gonna connect the rear harness. Do that first. That's the big chunky one. And the rear harness is in. So now we're just going to slide this piece into place. That clicks into place perfectly. Now we're going to put the last connector. That goes right there like that. Now we can tuck this into the back, kind of just hide it. This actually has a little snap piece where it goes in, so I'm going to use that to hold it in place. Tuck this wire behind here. And now we can reassemble the covering and put everything back. While these pieces are off, it's good just to give them a good cleaning. There are some random things that get stuck inside these, and they do get pretty dusty. So just want to give them a tap out. Top one, not so bad. The bottom one, definitely a dust collector. So in order to get this cover back on, you once again are going to have to pull down the adjustable bracket for your steering wheel, and then slide this right on in, and it should just go right up into place. Am I doing this backwards? What am I doing here? Nope, I did have it correctly. I'm just a jackass. It just snaps back up into place. Now, top cover, nice and simple. And the plastics also snap together. Now we can go and put the bolts back in. So I'm going to put my screws back in. Make sure that this piece does not move around, wiggle or jiggle itself back out of place. First one's good. Grab the second one. They're these little skinny screws. Make sure that they're both nice and tight. And this piece is now securely in there. All right, so we have those two screws in. We now have our nifty little wiper blade switch active and working again. We're gonna test it out real quick and see if it actually does work for real. So oh, that's a terrible sound, but it works. Hey, all right. Well, we know it works, so let's bolt this cover back into place. So the interior of this car is basically back to brand new. Everything works, all the electronics are good. This was the last thing that was broken. However, I am missing one thing, which is the side seat adjuster, which is also not plugged in. I don't know why they unplugged it, and I don't know why that piece is missing. I have ordered one. That is officially the last thing to make this interior brand new again, other than this ripped seat that I'm currently on. But that will be getting fixed. Stay tuned, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and yeah, peace.